All right, what's up, folks? Monday, November 14th, 2016. Rich Van Tassel with you, giving you the preview of tonight's Monday Night Football game. The Cincinnati Bengals at 3-4-1, 1-3 on the road, travel to New York to play the Giants, who are 5-3, 3-1 at home. Injuries for the visiting Cincinnati Bengals: Raymond Luga, the linebacker, is out. Michael Johnson, defensive end. James Wright, wide receiver, questionable. For the New York Giants, Justin Pugh, the guard, is out. The rest are questionables: Andrew Adams, safety; Kerry Wynn, defensive end; Victor Cruz, wide receiver; Jonathan Casillas, linebacker. Uh, you know, Everything tells me the Giants are going to win this game, except that little small voice that says the Giants may have one of those games where they just come out, they're not sharp, they're not focused, and next thing you know, they're down 14 points. Maybe they're down 10-7, they come back and then they turn the ball over or have a bad third quarter or something like that. One of those games the Giants will have now and again. They've certainly cleaned it up this year. I will say that first and foremost. You haven't seen many of those games, so we'll see if that's something that's in the past and won't happen again. But there was certainly the game against the Redskins where they were all over the place in that one. Had a chance to go to 3-0 and struggled. You look at it, of course, the Giants' run game is just been terrible this year. Their leading rusher is Rashad Jennings. He doesn't even have 200 yards through 8 games this year. He's on pace to barely go over 300. He's not even at 3 yards per carry, so that's something that's got to get worked out. And it's one of the reasons I look at it and could just see the Giants having, like we said, that type of game where they just can't get any consistency. Now, granted, Cincinnati already has a strong defensive line, so the Giants may not be running that much anyway and wouldn't be running that well regardless, even if the running attack was very good this year. You could look at it and say, well, Cincinnati's defensive line is strong. It's not going to happen anyway, so they'll have to be passing, and we're already going to the game expecting that. Certainly, that's something to look at. I'm not even going to deny that as a possibility. However, the Giants, while they're used to playing without a running game, you're going to be able to just simply set back and, roll coverage to Odell Beckham Jr. if Victor Cruz can't go. That secondary has some players. It hasn't been great at times, but it's certainly good enough to make plays on Odell Beckham Jr., where the Giants are going to say, well, we have to pass the ball. We're going to come in passing anyway, whether we're going against the Bengals defensive line or not. But they can get pressure with that defensive line as well without having to bring an extra rusher. So I don't like it for the Giants tonight. I'm sorry. I could be wrong about this one. Giants have won 2 straight. Certainly a very big game for them to keep pace in that division. The Bengals need it as well, though. That's one of the things with the loss yesterday to the Steelers, with the bye week for the Baltimore Ravens. Cincinnati will be right in it with a victory today. No one is running away with that division, and Cincinnati hasn't really found their footing yet this year, and I expect them to get the win tonight. Sloppy game from Eli Manning. 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions this year. Look for a couple turnovers from him. Andy Dalton has limited his turnovers very well. A.J. Green against that Giants improved secondary will be an interesting matchup. But, Jeremy Hill is running the ball pretty well for Cincinnati. He's going under the radar. He's right under 5 yards per carry. There's not right under, just a little bit under it, though. Well above 4.5 yards per carry. I expect him to be able to control the clock a little bit. Giants, a few turnovers. The time of possession gets away from the Giants early. Cincinnati wins going away. I like the score to be 31-21 in favor of the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. All right, so enjoy tonight's game. Remember, any of the flash news alerts, we will give them to you throughout the week. Be sure to stay tuned for the Thursday night's game preview when that comes up. And we appreciate all subscriptions as well. Please spread the word if you're willing to do so. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you all so much, and enjoy your evening.